All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the lovely Lala Kent. She's been on the show many times before, and we are happy to have you in studio.
Person.
Yes.
I know. This is so much fun. I love that you referred to me as lovely. That's a first.
I was like, what adjective am I going to go with? I was going to go beautiful, and then I was like, that's superficial, even though you are. So I went
love
lovely. Yes.
Perfect.
How are you doing? How is your life going right now? You're on a very quick New York trip.
We're doing it in a New York minute.
Yeah.
See, I'm making mom jokes now.
Yep.
What is this?
Yep.
Like the Mary Kate and Ashley movie.
Totally.
Great movie.
I have seen it. Everything's great. We're here promoting the paperback of the book.
Here we are.
Right?
We got a lot of people with books lately, and we've, I think,
our
have
new favorite
mastered
thing.
The picking up
Under the table.
under the table, and then boom, it's right in front of us.
You know exactly how to do it. Everything's great. I'm in a really great space.
That's great. It's lovely to hear. How do you feel about now you're moving? I feel like, it's been out where people have really dug into it. How was the feedback from the book?
I've gotten amazing feedback, and if there hasn't been any positive feedback, I haven't seen it, so we'll just pretend it doesn't exist. If I don't see it doesn't exist. But now I feel like I've fully given birth to the book. It's like, here's the paperback. We have the national bestseller stamp, which feeds my ego tremendously.
I was gonna say that. How does that feel?
That feels amazing. I went into this
that.
and it was like, I feel like I'm not a writer, but anyone who's coming out with a book, like their main goal is like New York Times bestseller, right? It didn't happen.
That on the show,
right?
Yeah.
That's like your main goal. And then when they told me that it was a national bestseller, I was like, I feel like this feels equally as amazing. Like we came out with this book mid-pandemic, and we fucking killed it.
A bestseller is a bestseller
to me,
as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, listen, don't even tell me what the truth is, because just from me hearing it, national bestseller sounds a little bit better in my ears.
I'll take it.
National bestseller.
Right. I like it. Yes. I'm super proud of what the book did.
Yeah, definitely. And you're a busy, busy woman. Your daughter turned 1 last month.
It's very strange. Like I look at her and I have moments of like, whoa, I'm someone's parent. That's terrifying.
You're a full-blown mother.
Yes.
What do we have? Words, walking? Like, where's she at?
We have a lot of like bubba, wawa, mama, like anything like that. That's how we communicate.
Yeah.
She started walking, but then she realizes she's walking and starts to trip out a little bit and gets back down. Yeah. But it's such a fun age. And I've realized like she just is who she is. Like there's nothing I can change about her, right? Like I can teach her like the basics of life, like be kind to people, work hard. But as far as like who she is, that's, she looks at me like, fuck you. When I tell her to do things, I'm like, stop touching it. And she literally looks me dead in my eyes like, Mom, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And you're like, that's my kid.
Babies crack me up when it's like that too. Especially I've a ton of younger cousins, and my boyfriend has younger nieces and nephews, and they like when you grab a handle on something and you catch them and you're like, don't pull that drawer.
Right.
Don't pull that drawer. And they just look at you and they go,
right.
And pull the drawer as hard as they can.
What is that?
Yeah. It's almost like a dog too. Yeah. Just from my experience.
No, my dog listens to me.
Yeah.
Ocean doesn't care. And I feel like that's how, like a lot of my friends who have kids, they can say like, and their kid will move their hand back. Like, that sounds like a word I'm not supposed to. That's a no for me. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, when she's older, I'm in deep shit. I'm scared.
But it'll be fun.
It will be fun.
How was filming with her?
That was easy because in California, they treat kids on a reality show just like they would a scripted show. So because she was still so young, they only allowed the babies to film for 20 minutes. And then it was like the babies got to go elsewhere, which some of our producers don't have kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, the baby's time is up. I'm like, and where do you want me to put her?
Yeah. So it kind of worked out for you.
Baby has to clock out.
We have someone here. Who is she? I don't know this person. You're just supposed to hand my kid off to her?
Yeah.
No, she was always safe. But I'm like, this is very weird. Like 20 minutes and then you're expecting me to like stop being a mom.
Yeah.
And how did you control and decide what you wanted to be seen on this season with her?
they kind of requested her. They were like, hey,
requested.
will Ocean be home? Because we would love to get you with her. And I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
No, she's out at the bar already.
Yeah.
She's
out.
down in tequila sodas at the W.
She has plans.
I also just love the name Ocean. Like every time I hear it, I love that name. Sometimes you hear people's kids' names, right? And it's like something different. Like Ocean is very different, right? And you're like, where did they come up with that? But it's such a beautiful name.
Thank you. I've had that name like in the back of my head for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And whether she was a boy or a girl, it was like that was always going to be the name.
And has she felt like an ocean? Because, you know, recently some celebrities changed their kids' names.
Apparently that's a thing now.
Yeah.
We just didn't feel like it was her.
Yeah, it's just like he didn't seem like Kylie Jenner's. Like he wasn't really a wolf, so we changed his name. And now we don't know what it is, but it's not Wolf.
No.
How do you know with your kid at that age what is them? Who are they?
They all look the same, like little baby aliens. Like so just weird, right?
I guess maybe you could and just be like, you are just not Ocean, I guess, right? Like you
but
could.
she
But
to
she
me,
is.
she's totally an ocean. And I feel like she's such a force already and she's only one. And I'm like, my kid is here to fuck shit up. Like we're not playing, you know? What's more powerful than the ocean? Nothing.
No, that's a great point. And how is she getting along with obviously your other castmates?
The other babies.
Yeah, the other babies. How's that going? Because
any early friendships, feuds.
You're looking at me like that's a crazy question.
No,
it seems like
funny.
all the castmates had babies at the same time.
Yeah.
I love the way you ask me questions about Ocean. Like, I'm sorry, it's so good.
Yeah,
you
can tell we don't have kids.
Totally, but it's my favorite. I love it. No, can I tell you? She's like a good friend.
And the way you're answering the questions are exactly how I'm asking them.
Yeah, so funny.
She is like the kids.
Does she share?
Yes.
There you go.
She fucking shares already. Can I curse on this?
Yes,
absolutely.
Okay. I haven't been able to curse all day.
If you weren't able to curse, we'd have to cut out half of your podcast and also half of what we say.
Okay,
so you're good.
No, like Cruz, Brittany's baby, will take her toys and stuff, and she does this thing where she goes, and then she calms down. She's so sweet.
That's so sweet. That is.
She
so
looks
sweet.
at me like I don't need you, and you're full of shit. But with the babies, she's like,
who's her favorite baby? Now I'm feeding into it.
I don't know. That's such an excellent question, though. She's very drawn to Cruz, but she looks at Hartford like she's a cool kid because she's older. You know how
Yeah.
Older babies. She can sense like older equals cooler.
Yeah.
That's
so funny. Did you envision yourself as the mom who was gonna throw the big all-out first birthday, or did you like laugh at that?
It was my biggest fear. Okay.
Yeah.
Becoming a mom, most people are like, I'm just afraid for this, that, and the other. I'm like, how do you plan a birthday party? I don't even throw myself birthday parties because I'm like, what does one even do? Like
the pictures for Ocean's birthday were stunning.
I had a lot of help.
Yeah.
So I'm great at like envisioning things, but making them come to fruition is not a solid like I just can't do it.
Yes.
So I told the party planner and my assistant, my entire brain, is Jessica, what I was envisioning, and then they brought it to life, and I feel like we killed it.
Yeah,
Dream team.
It's stunning. And I do feel like with an Ocean, a name like Ocean, how do you ever have a theme that's not that kind of theme?
Can I tell you though, I felt so lame. They were like, what's the theme of the birthday? And I was like under the sea, but like not like Disney, like very chic, but not like mermaid. And they were looking at me like
you're nuts.
All right, bitch, you're a crazy person.
Oh my gosh.
But no, how do I actually, when she turns 11, I want to do an Ocean's 11 theme party.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
Really looking forward to that birthday.
That is a good one.
That's going to be quite some time since the movie's
now
come out, too.
Well, I'm like, it's a throwback, kid. Watch it. It's a classic.
And I feel like by 11, is that an age-appropriate movie?
It doesn't have to
Doesn't
be.
matter.
Not at all.
Not at all, right?
For the adults.
Okay.
It's completely inappropriate.
You put them all in the outfits, and then you say, it's a movie you guys can watch in a few years.
Totally. Well, it's all about the parents, really.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely.
Like everyone at Ocean's party, I should not be saying this, but I'm looking around because I'm sober. I'm like, everyone's a little drunk.
That is one of the biggest things that I have also realized
about people's kids' birthdays.
Yes.
And I hear about
the coke in the bathroom.
whoa, not that. I was just saying.
I heard stories like that.
I was just saying more that like I've heard of party planning and being like, oh well, do we have enough booze for the party? I'm like, what do you mean? Do you have enough booze for the party? You have to stock it like it's a full.
Yeah. It's like a frat house. You know, because think about it. Like you're taking these parents away on a Saturday, and I'm sure they like want to be watching football if that was even on. I don't even know. But there's like a million other things, and then I'm sure the moms are like, Fred, get dressed. We have to go to the birthday party.
We have Ocean's first birthday party.
And it's like it sounds like such a buzzkill, like a kid's birthday. And a lot of my friends don't have kids, so I needed to like give them what they wanted as well.
Definitely.
They're taking their Saturday to come kick
it. I had a petting zoo at my first birthday.
Oh no, my birthdays were not like I would say all
don't
of
remember, but I was there.
All of my birthdays were catered to my parents and their friends. Like it was like we're gonna have a cake for you, but the party itself is like all of my parents and their friends just drinking and having a good time, but I'm just running around with my friends.
Totally.
Like it had nothing to do with me besides the cake.
No, your birthday was an excuse for your friends to have a party.
Yes. Yeah, my parents. It's like ice luge, whatever. I don't know.
They brought all of their friends to get wasted on your birthday. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yep. And I actually wouldn't want it any other way.
Absolutely.
Because then my parents would complain when I'm older.
Right.
Like now.
Throw it in your face.
Yeah.
So, this is a switch, but you and Raquel just did a campaign, right? For
I love that you called it a campaign.
It was a campaign.
Yes, bitch.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
That's
we
how
did
you market.
the Bambi
campaign.
You fake it until you make it.
Yeah, I mean the one I thought it was great because I think it had the surprise factor of like it being Raquel,
right?
And so beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
I love that palette, and I asked her because I've evolved a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, are you okay with me creating a Bambi-eyed bitch palette and the names in it, like kind of leaning towards when I almost ripped your head off?
Yeah.
Can you laugh about it yet?
Yeah.
And she was totally down. So it was weird. We've come full circle. Is that right?
Yeah.
Halfway. We're on the other side, maybe.
Right.
I think that's smart,
We've
though.
come full circle. I'll be ripping her head off
Right,
again very soon.
So very smart to play into it, though. Fans love that. And also it just shows, like, how you guys have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it. Like, we're on a show where we're going to be, like, going toes often. And I think we should profit off of it instead.
Yeah.
That's smart.
I think you're very right. You know, the show has evolved so much. Like, did you feel like this last season was one of the most different seasons that you guys have filmed?
Yeah, it was different because a lot of our friends weren't a part of it anymore. That was so trashy. I'm so sorry.
So cool. You probably feel so good doing that because you're not allowed to do that in any other interview that you do.
No, I know. And everyone at Watch What Happens Live was like, cocktailing. And I'm like, I have to smack my vape. It's all I have. Don't take it from me.
I also like how you refer to it as smacking your vape.
Yeah, smack that shit. What was the question? Oh,
difference.
Different.
Yeah.
It was different in the sense that like a lot of our friends were not a part of the show anymore. So it was like we had to pick up a lot of slack, obviously, like still be interesting. And then just like, you know, because people can already come for you, the trolls online on how you act. And now you get to say like, you're a mom and act that way. So that was intense.
Well, let me tell you, I applaud you because this is what we always say. Like, Lala understands the assignment always. Like,
yes,
their show was different. And if there aren't any of those moments, like if you don't have a hot-headed moment every once in a while or like something happens, it'd be so boring.
It would be so boring. And also, especially now with the show being so different and then some of the people not being on there and like Stassi not being on there, it's like, well, then what is the show
Someone needs to bring it right.
If none of you have a personality, what are we watching?
Yeah. That's how I feel. And
It wouldn't be you if you didn't have those moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the perfect way for me to be able, because they encourage you, like if you have a thought, like say it. So I never like have to take a beat. It's like, this is how I'm feeling. It's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
And there were times where I watch reality TV pretty religiously, so I can be involved in it, but also come from a place where like, what is going to be interesting? Like, is this thought even interesting, or should I just keep it to myself? And anytime I leave and I'm like, you acted a damn fool.
Yeah.
I flip to the other side and I'm like, okay, but we made great TV, so shake it off, bitch. Like,
yeah.
People will watch, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it. I feel like obviously we watch tons of reality TV, and nobody wants to watch a show where everybody gets along and nobody fights. And then I think that some people have a hard time as a viewer, and I think that we understand it. You understand it. You say you watch a lot of reality TV, and because you're on it, you know what to do. But some people who watch have never put themselves in your shoes,
right?
And they just view it as like strictly, I'm watching somebody on TV act a fool, like you said,
right?
And I'm just going to judge that. But they're not thinking like, this is great TV.
I know.
Why else are you watching it right now? Because that person made great TV.
Right.
They don't think of it like that.
Like, I may not be your favorite person on the show. You may say, like, Raquel is so sweet.
Yeah.
I love her. But you ain't tuning in to watch Raquel.
No.
I love Raquel.
Right. But doesn't that just get you, like, sometimes you're like, well, somebody being nice isn't everything.
Right.
For reality TV, yeah. But
what I'm saying, like, that,
Yes.
just because they're nice isn't everything.
No,
No,
you have
I
to
agree
have
with
some
you.
conflict. You have to have some conversation. And I do think, like, what happened with you and Sheena and that relationship over the whole season was really kind of one of the biggest things that happened for what most of the season that we watched. How have you guys been since rapping and talking? What's your relationship like currently?
I feel like we're the closest we've ever been, and we're like on the same page, and we deal with each other very differently. This whole season, it was like, this is a make or break moment.
Yeah.
Like, we either want to be in each other's lives, or like, you're my enemy.
Yeah.
That's how she felt about me too. And I think because we both have kids, I mean, that wasn't the only reason. I care about her deeply. But you start thinking differently when you have children, and it's like, I want our kids to grow up and be friends. That's something that's important to me. Mm-hmm. And I think we both decided in that moment to put all issues aside, start from scratch. And we've actually been killing it.
That's great.
Why am I blanking on Sheena's baby's name?
Summer Moon Honey.
Love
Summer
that.
Moon Honey Davis.
Love that name.
Yeah.
I think you guys all have great names.
And can I tell you,
Summer Moon always just makes me think of Sailor Moon,
yeah.
but that's also a great name. Sailor Moon was a great show.
I have heard of Sailor Moon.
Yes.
But I cannot call Summer Moon just Summer. Like, I always say Summer Moon.
Yeah.
It's like such
beautiful
a
name.
catchy name.
It
right?
is. Rolls off the tongue for sure.
It does.
When you guys aren't filming and shit hits the fan, now Katie and Tom broken up, and it's like, do you ever think, oh my God, these are the times that we should be filming?
It's funny you say that, because it's when other people's shit is happening where I'm
Yes.
like, pick up the cameras. And then when it's happening to me, I'm like, thank God we're not filming.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah. I know. That was just seeing that news. It was like, it was shocking. And then it was like, oh my God, selfishly, it's like, oh my God, I wish they were filming.
I know.
You say it was shocking. And I don't want to come across rude. I did not find it to be shocking.
Yeah, you did not.
Splitting?
Yeah.
I was I agree with you.
Yeah.
But then when you like break it down and you have your friends say like, I'm filing for divorce, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This just got very real.
Right. Instead of the little fights that they're having that you hear about when you hear that it's actually happening.
And I always am under the impression that like you see a couple argue on reality TV, and in real life, yes, of course they argue, but it's probably not as dramatic sometimes on
it's
TV.
either not as much or way more.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's kind of, it's one way or the other. Like they're amping it up.
Good
or
point. But they seem like very amicable.
Oh, it was like
it was a very polite breakup. Very polite breakup, like apologizing to each other. Like
I know.
Yeah.
And then like going to have drinks.
Yeah.
I think that's until somebody starts dating somebody else.
So many people have said that. They're like, it's calm now, but the second one of them starts dating is when it's not going to be so calm.
How's the dating life been for you? Anything good?
No. I haven't had sex in so long.
So I saw you. I wanted to bring that up, but I was waiting for you to bring it up because I don't want to be like, I read that you are just not fucking.
Let's talk about your sex
life. Let's talk about my vagina. I love it.
Well, I forgot where I read this. You must have done an interview somewhere, or maybe it's in your book, but you just talked about how sex is so different to you now.
I look at it differently, and this is something, like, not to get heavy. I'll, at some point when the waters are calmer, have to go and do tremendous work to try and work through everything that I've experienced. But right now, sex to me just feels so almost dirty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because I think about the person I was with and what he was doing behind my back, and I'm like, wow, it's not like sex to me is feeling like betrayal and just gross. And you guys, if you've watched the show, you know me. Like, I was all about like power to the pussy, fucking one night stand, give it up to whoever you want. And now I'm like, don't touch me, don't talk about it. Like, I hear my friends talk about how they like gave a blowjob, and I'm like, whore. Right? I'm like, who am I? And I don't feel that way. I'm just in this funk where I will have to go and do a lot of work on myself.
Yeah. I saw a clip, and I think it was from the reunion, where they were pushing back on you a lot about not knowing at the time when you got together with Randall and whatever. And I kind of felt bad for you a little bit because I felt like you were kind of put in this position, or they were trying to make it seem like you had known everything about this guy and that you made these decisions, and then almost not believing that you didn't know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if he was able to hide all of this stuff from you, then he was able to hide the stuff from you when you got together.
Well, he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it seemed like the cast and Lisa were kind of trying to make it seem like, no, you knew all of that, which I felt a little bad for you for.
I'm actually glad that I wasn't physically at the reunion, because I feel like there were so many side comments being made, but because there was a delay and I was virtual, it gave me, you know, I wish that I could say like, no, I just handled myself that well. It's like, no, it's because I wasn't hearing a lot of the side comments.
I think that's what it was, the side comments, because I was like, I mean, you clearly didn't know everything, so how were you supposed to know everything at the beginning?
No, I mean, it is what it is. My relationship from the time I met that person to the time that it ended was a complete lie. There's not one piece of it that is truthful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only truth that came out of it is myself and my daughter Ocean. That's where the truth started and where it ended. The person that I met, you know, I hate saying this because I got my beautiful daughter out of the relationship, but I truly regret the day that I met that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just can't fathom how this person looks themselves in the mirror, how they sleep at night. And there will be a day where all the truths are revealed, because this isn't about Lala's mad that she got cheated on.
Yeah.
That I can shake off. There's so much that goes into it that I look forward to the day that it's exposed. And right now, I just have to focus on my own mental health, which I feel like I'm doing shockingly great. I mean, the things that I have found out about that I've just been able to say, like, we're going to bite our tongue.
Yeah.
We're going to sleep great. We're going to take care of this kid. You know, I haven't skipped a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be a time, like I said, where it will all be exposed. That's just how the universe works. But to say that I knew what I was getting into when I met him, I did not.
Yeah.
And I'm kicking myself because I'm like, how could you be so stupid? But on the flip side, you know, it's like, I believe in love. I believe in marriage. My parents were together for 40 years before my dad passed. So what people are saying, like when Raquel said I knew her as the mistress, I resent that comment so much, because it couldn't be further from the truth. And like I said, there will be a day where I can talk about my truth. I don't know when that is, but I was completely blindsided. I mean, everyone saw my reaction when I found just a simple picture of him walking across the street. That's it. That's all it entailed. I was gone.
Yeah.
So
I also think that they were kind of using what you were saying during the relationship with him against you, being like, well, you always like whatever. But when you're in a relationship, sometimes you know or you have feelings, but you don't want to let your friends know or the people in your life know that you're feeling a certain way. So you just like hype them up or, you know what I mean? Like make him seem like a great guy because you want your friends to think he's a great guy.
Yeah, it was hard for me with the show because anytime I went to film, I mean, I won't even lie. Anytime I went to film, we were always arguing before I would get to filming. It was a constant argument. But then on the flip side, it was always him asking, did you talk about me? Did you tell them anything? So the people that knew my relationship well, my mother, my best friend since childhood, my brother, like no one from the show knew because I didn't want to deal with having to come home and be questioned about what I chose to share. It was just easier to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I certainly, knowing what I know now, would not have gone to bat for this person. I certainly wouldn't have written about him the way I wrote about him in the book.
Right. Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. So now, I mean, moving forward, because it's just like, can put that man in the past.
Totally.
Yeah.
What's your, it does sound like you still have hope though for love and a relationship. And now how do you think you get to the place of trust? Because if you feel like, you know, I'm hearing you talk about sex that way, it's like, that also comes in with trust. Like when you trust someone, then sex is great. When you don't trust someone.
Right. I actually was talking to my friend. You guys know I'm sober. I've been sober for 3.5 years. But she was telling me about like these mushroom trips that people do for, have you done one?
Yeah. And it changed my entire life.
Okay. Yeah. So when, like I said, the waters are calmer and I can finally refocus, you know, on myself and just get back to where I need to be, I would love to do that because I think that I don't feel right about going into a therapist. I love therapy, by the way. But having someone say, here's a prescription. Like, I'd much rather go a holistic route. And you saying that it changed your life?
Ask her. Like, it was pretty, like, I had so many thoughts in my head and I had been feeling a certain way for like maybe a full year. Yeah. Like I was just so down. Really I had a lot of anxiety, like really bad anxiety, depression. I didn't even want to get up some days. Like it was just really dark. And then I did a bunch of shrooms and it was like I woke up. Like I'm not kidding. We were on a flight home I did them in LA. We were on a flight home to LA. I turned to her and I told her all of my thoughts and she was like, I know, I've just been waiting for you to say this. And like
I just got chills.
And then I completely
weird, and I didn't really buy into it at first. And then she said to me, she was like, the like clarity I have on
there
like,
was
the
no
things happening in my life.
There was no turning back. Like there was like, I need to talk to this person, that person, this person. And I was telling her and I was like, there's no doubts in my mind that I have to do this. And like from there, my life has been dramatically better. Like my anxieties and it comes here and there, but it's basically non-existent at this point.
That's
like
incredible.
I wouldn't say it like fully, you know, magically heal me, but I will say that it gave me so much clarity. And people, I laugh about this all the time because when people bring it up, I'm like, I'm telling you, like I told my parents were like, wow, like I was just like a new person and like not like in a weird way. Like it was more so I went back to my old self before I had all the anxiety and depression. Like it was just so clear to me what I wanted in my life and what wasn't working. Like I finally figured it out.
See, when I hear stories like that, because it's been so many people that are like, why there's like retreats you can go to where you spend 2 days of just like tripping out, but like it's a purge. And like if someone were to say like you need to go and get fucked up on vodka, it'll help you, then I'd be like, that's a slippery slope. Yep. But the shrooms, I'm like, there's so many benefits that I've heard as far as your mental state.
The studies on it show that it does like open. Now I don't suggest doing it like some people do it like every day. Like I don't suggest that. I mean, I'm no expert, so don't listen to me anyway. But just like after, because I was like, I kept saying to her, I'm like, I really felt like the shrooms like changed my life, like changed my brain. And then if you look up the studies, it says like it does open up a portion of your brain that just provides like clarity to you.
Okay, I'm totally doing it. I've already planned it out. Before I decide to do it, I'm gonna call my sponsor. We're gonna have, because that's what we have to do in my program. Right. We got to talk everything out. So we'll talk it out, and then I'm just gonna come back a brand new person.
And we do know like sober people that do shrooms. What like
Lala's going to come back and be like,
I've been fucking my brains out.
yeah, I'm telling you, you might be.
I might be. That is so funny. So we have to wrap up, but I want to. You're going on tour.
Yes,
which is major. What can people expect from a Lala live show?
Oh my gosh, I know. Every time they're like, "What do you do? You're not a comedian or a singer." I'm like, that's a great question. What do I do? No, I'm just excited. I'll have segments with amazing guests. It's very interactive. I'm hoping that people come and bring their books so I can finally like sign some shit. It'll be epic. The podcast is going on tour, so that's what you can expect. I'll give you Lala.
Amazing.
You're
and
welcome.
That's starting the end of the month, right?
April 28th is our first tour date.
And how many stops are you going to?
I think there's 10.
10. Yeah. Love it.
10 cities in 10 days.
Wow.
So every night?
I think we have like a couple breaks, right? Because we start on the 3rd. So is it only 8 shows? It might only be 8, you guys. Because that wouldn't make any sense. I'm no math wizard. Yeah. How are we getting
You're
there?
like, wait a second. We finish
10 cities in like 13 days.
10 cities, 13. Okay. Yes, that makes much more sense.
I'm like, holy shit. You need a break.
I love that. Well, you're going to have so much fun. We've taken our show on the road as well.
Right. And people always say
it's great. We have the same thing. We're not comedians, we're not singers, but
when you get up there, you feel like a comedian.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Oh my God. I mean,
and
also pick your guys' brain.
You could sing too. Nobody's gonna stop you.
Literally, you could
I've done it.
burp into the mic and they'd like cheer, and like you'd be like, "This is the best feeling ever."
It's the best feeling ever. You say something, the crowd like howls at you, and you're just like, "Holy shit!"
So I'm tripping
like, "Fuck,
for free.
I'm funny."
I shouldn't be worried.
Oh no, it'll be great. You'll say hi, and the crowd will erupt.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if they're doing it for us, they're doing it for you. So you're gonna have the best time. Everyone can get there. Give them Lala paperbacks now. Those are available now. You have all your beautiful beauty and makeup and baby and everything. What's the one good place to go to shop?
My Instagram account.
Yeah.
Everything's a click. You're
there
welcome.
You
So easy.
Exactly.
Give them Lala. Whoa.
Yeah.
It's at Lala Kent. I got a lot of Give Them Lala Instagram
A lot
pages.
of Give Them Lala. Yes. Amazing. And you're going on tour. We can't wait. Hopefully, we don't have any news on another season of Vanderpump, do we?
No, but you'll be the first to know.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I like you guys.
Thank God.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate
Lala.
that. Thank you, Lala.